Hi guys, I'm back with another video, and everyone is busy watching these mainstream anime, but you are different, my friend, because you've got great taste and you like to watch some lesser known anime. Also, you are my subscriber, so today I'm gonna give you guys 6 underrated anime you will not regret watching, and don't forget to thank me later. So let's begin the video. On number 6, Astra Lost in Space. The story kicks off with a bunch of high school kids going on a fun little camping trip in space. You know, totally normal teen stuff, except plot twist, this isn't your average space vacation. The group gets stranded light years away from home after some mysterious event, and they're stuck on a random barren planet with nothing but a spaceship, their wits, and a whole lot of teenage angst. They quickly realize their only shot at survival is to work together, find a way back home, and oh yeah, figure out who actually caused this whole mess, because someone on the crew is hiding a secret. So it's like the Breakfast Club in space, but with higher stakes, less detention, and more near-death experiences. The group is a mix of the classic anime archetypes. There's the nerdy one, the tough one, the charming one, and the one who really doesn't want to be here. But as they go from planet to planet, they start to bond, learn about each other's backstories, and maybe, just maybe, become a team. Who would have thought that a bunch of high schoolers stranded in deep space would eventually find friendship and maybe even hope? There's suspense, mystery, and some really creative solutions to problems like, how do we survive on this planet with zero resources? And how do we not kill each other when the food supply runs out and we're all starving? On number 5, Amagami SS. The story kicks off with Junichi Tachibana, your totally average high school guy who, years ago, had his heart crushed by a girl who totally stood him up on Christmas Eve. The trauma from that event has scarred him for life, but not in a brooding hero kind of way. No, Junichi's just kind of a nervous, awkward mess when it comes to romance. So how does he deal with it? By being surrounded by a new crop of girls who seem determined to make his life even more complicated. Each of the episodes focuses on a different girl, because why settle for one love story when you can have 6? It's like speed dating through high school, except you're falling in love with everyone, and then just choosing your favorite one by the end. The twist? Each girl's route is a bit like its own self-contained mini-arc, with Junichi somehow managing to juggle multiple romantic dilemmas at once. Think of it like a buffet of love interests, each with their own quirks and dramatic moments. Amagami SS is full of classic rom-com tropes like misunderstandings, dramatic confessions, and those awkward moments where you're pretty sure someone's about to kiss, but they don't. On number 4, Blast of Tempest. Yoshino Takigawa, a normalish high school student who's trying to coast through life after his best friend, Mihiro, is left with a super tragic backstory, because anime wouldn't be anime without one. Mihiro's sister was murdered, and he's on a full-on revenge quest. Cue the existential angst and mysterious magical powers, because this is where it gets real. Enter the real star of the show, the powerful, eccentric sorceress Hakaze Kusaribe, who's stuck on a deserted island. The twist here is that Yoshino and Mihiro get roped into an epic battle between 2 feuding clans, a bunch of magic wielders, and an ominous evil tree. Yes, a tree. Things get complicated really fast. Magical power struggles, secret plans, and a whole lot of morally gray characters doing weird things. Everyone's got their own agenda, and you're just sitting there like, is anyone actually the good guy here? The show's tone is basically Game of Thrones meets Magical Girl Lyrical, with a sprinkle of, wait, did Shakespeare write this? The characters spend a lot of time throwing around cryptic speeches, and there's a lot of drama about fate, revenge, and figuring out who's secretly trying to destroy the world. On number 3, Blue Period. Blue Period? Oh, you're in for a roller coaster ride through the angst and artistic struggles of a high schooler who goes from I'm just vibing to I need to be a painter or my life is over. The story centers on Yatora Yaguchi, a pretty chill, somewhat apathetic teen who's basically coasting through life with top-tier grades and zero passion for anything, until he stumbles upon a painting in his school's art room that makes him go, wait, is this what feeling something feels like? So naturally he decides he wants to become an artist, which sounds fun in theory, except he has zero experience in art, like none, nada, zilch. Cue the existential crisis as Yatora tries to figure out how to make it into the prestigious Tokyo University of the Arts. Because why aim low, right? Suddenly, he's buried under a mountain of sketches, colors, and questionable choices about what abstract expressionism really means. Will he make it? Will he actually discover his passion? Or will he just get stuck painting stick figures in the corner of his room, wondering what went wrong? Along the way, expect a bunch of deep emotional moments, a dash of self-doubt, and maybe even a few dramatic "I'm not good enough" breakdowns. Because what's an anime without some emotional turmoil? But hey, at least there's art, drama, and maybe a touch of enlightenment. It's like an art school boot camp with a side of I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm going to try anyway. Anime is very unique if I think it is relatable to a lot, that's why it's great. On number 2, Link Click. Imagine having a part-time job where you don't just deliver packages or make coffee. You jump into old photos, Inception style, to fix people's lives. That's exactly what Chung Xiaoxi and Lu Guang do. They're not your average freelance photographers. They're the ultimate time-traveling duo, diving into the past with a click to experience other people's memories. Sounds epic, right? Well, it's also an absolute disaster waiting to happen. Every time they jump into a photo, they've got to follow a strict rule. Don't change anything too drastically. But Chung Xiaoxi has the emotional restraint of a Labrador puppy, and it doesn't take long before he's risking everything to make things better. Meanwhile, Lu Guang is constantly playing cleanup, giving off major mom-friend energy, trying to keep them from rewriting history, or getting kicked out of the memory altogether. From dealing with heartbreaks, family drama, and everything in between, each job is like a new episode of a telenovela, only they're the ones starring in it. And things get real messy when they start finding out that not everyone's past is as pretty as the photo it's in. Keep in mind, it's a Chinese anime, but it is dubbed, so you can watch it in other languages. On number 1, Garden of Sinners. Oh, you're in for a wild, spooky, and slightly messed up ride. Imagine a dark atmospheric thriller with ghosts, murder, time loops, and one very intense girl who might actually be a demon, or just really into solving weird mysteries. Shiki Ryugi is your classic I have weird visions and am not entirely sure if I'm human type of girl. She's got a super cool ability where she can literally cut through anything, but it's not as fun as it sounds because there are a lot of creepy supernatural beings and bloody mysteries lurking in the shadows, and she has this bizarre split personality thing going on because apparently normal teenage angst wasn't enough. So when she's not dealing with her inner demons, she's trying to deal with real ones. Cue the murder mystery vibe, but with extra supernatural gore and a ton of "is this really happening?" moments. If you're hoping for lush gardens and picnics, you're in the wrong anime. Instead, it's a collection of tragic, creepy, and sometimes completely disturbing stories that loop around each other like a twisted puzzle. Time doesn't make sense. People come back from the dead. The atmosphere is super thick with suspense, so you'll spend the entire time just waiting for everything to go wrong, because it will, and in the most gothic way possible. It's like if you combined a noir detective story with a supernatural horror movie. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, and don't forget to tell me which is your favorite anime.